Hey guys, Rich here from LFTD Off-Road with an update on the RCS Cygnus, aka the Black Hole. I ordered a new ECM computer for the truck, thinking that it included the PROM chip. According to the listing on Rock Auto, it did not specify that I needed to transfer the PROM chip on this particular part, so that's why I ordered it. I paid some extra because I thought it included the ECM and the PROM, the computer chip that goes inside there. If you don't know what the PROM is, programmable read-only memory. But yeah, I called up Rock Auto and told them about my situation. The guy called up AC Delco and found out that it does not include the PROM. So there was it turns out that there was a mistake on the Rock Auto website listing, because he had 4 different ECMs for this truck. 3 of them specifically say that you have to transfer the computer chip, and the one I bought did not say that, so I assumed that it included the chip with it, and as it turns out, it does not. So that was a mistake on their part. But yeah, I didn't get mad or nothing. I just let him know what happened, and he said he would get on updating the site to correct the problem, to hopefully prevent other people from having the same issue. But I was wondering, I think I forgot to ask him, I was wondering why this particular one was so much more expensive than the others. And I think it might have to do with the actual part number, because this is the same part number as my original, which could possibly make it more expensive by itself. Because all the others, there was a couple other AC Delco ones on there, but they had different part numbers, and they were made to replace the same unit, but they had a different specific part number. So I just told him that I'll keep the one I got because I'd rather have the matching part number, and I may or may not actually need the new one. So as expected, I had this one plugged in, and I plugged it in, and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't do anything. So I swapped in the old one. I put the old one back in, and as expected, the truck fired right up on the first try. Which is what I mentioned before about the problem I had after letting it sit for a while. You know, it starts right up on the first try, and then it might start up again, and you know, it did. I turned it off, I started it, and it started fine. I ran it for a little bit and shut it off, and it started again fine, and so you no issues. But a funny thing, while it was running this last time, I got on the cage and I started shaking the truck around while it was running, and lo and behold, it shut off all by itself. So my original theory about maybe having debris or something in the fuel tank, that sounds, after doing the shake test, that seems to be a lot more feasible. So good news is I have an extra ECM if I need it. Yeah, so I don't plan on sending it back. You know, I'll just, I'll bite the bullet on that one, and I'll just have an extra ECM laying around. And so now it seems like I probably need to drop the fuel tank and see if there's how much crap is built up in there. Because it was running fine until I started shaking the truck. I was shaking it back and forth on the cage, and then it shut off on me. So, and on top of that, I think the battery I've got is no longer holding a charge, because I had it running for a little bit. Excuse me. I had it running for a while, and it's, let's get you turned around here again. So I've got it off to my red top. I think maybe it has been drained too many times, because it does not seem to be holding a charge. While it's running, I'm getting a little over 14 volts at the battery, so I know the alternator is working. And I put the meter on it, and the battery itself was down to like 11 point something. But when I turn the key, the battery gauge on the dashboard is down in the red. So I think possibly my battery is no longer holding the charge. Or maybe if I left the trickle charger on it long enough, it'll bring it back to life. I don't know, but yeah, even after running the truck for a while, it didn't seem to make much difference on the battery itself. So I might need to get a new battery, which is too bad because I like that red top. But I think, like I said, I think I've drained it too many times. So that's another issue. But yeah, the injectors work, and everything was working. Like I said, it was running fine until I started shaking the truck, and that's when it shut off on me. So the video I made a long time ago was one of my theories about having debris in the fuel tank that gets caught up in the fuel pump, the pickup screen, which causes the fuel problem and makes it not want to start. But this time I didn't drive it anywhere. I just shook it. Usually, the last couple of times that I actually drove it around, it did not shut off on me while I was driving. But at the same time, I wasn't shaking it a whole bunch either. I was just driving it, so it wasn't getting shaken up very much. But I'm also getting low on fuel, so it's getting down. I think I'm down to like a quarter tank or so. So unfortunately, it looks like I might be dropping the fuel tank. It's old enough. It's a 95, 180 something thousand miles on it. It could probably use a good cleaning out anyway. And while I'm at it, maybe I'll work on, maybe I'll swap out the pickup filter or the something or other that's in there. But I'm gonna try to start it up again. And let's see, I've had my charger, my booster pack. It's not really a charger, but it's a booster thing. It works for charging a little bit. I've had that on there for a while now after shaking it. So just for kicks, let's see if it'll start up. Oh, all right. So got the fan running. I can hear that. The battery gauge is it's up over the red. Let's see what happens. Nothing. See, so that's what I was talking about originally, several videos ago. I was thinking about maybe debris gets built up on that pickup, and then it takes a while for it to settle off and fall off maybe the filter or something. So I bet what it's been doing is if I let it sit for a day or two and start it again, it'll start up. That's what's been happening. But right now it's not, so that's my guess. So far, my injectors are working. All the electrics seem to be working. It's just not getting fuel. I wonder if it stops getting fuel, if there's no fuel reaching the injectors. Maybe would that shut off the signal for the injectors? Because I had the noid lights hooked up before, and it didn't seem like they were even getting a signal when this happens. So, back to square one, I guess. As of now, I'm gonna leave the PCM, the original PCM, in there because it seems to be working. I'll just put my new one back in the box and save it for a rainy day, or for a bad day, what have you. And it's a rainy. It actually is a rainy day today. Go figure. So, but yeah, it doesn't seem like my battery is holding a charge anymore. So I might have to swap out the battery again. Confusion. But yeah, I think the shake test actually settled it for me. Because like I said, it was running fine until I started shaking the truck side to side on it, and that's when it actually shut off after I did that. So looks like that's what I'll be doing, which kind of sucks that it won't start now, because I was really hoping to get this truck out of the way and move it up into this area so that I can pull in a customer's car this weekend into this spot. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll start again later and give it another try. But here's the update for the RCS Cygnus. And yeah, I'll put the turbocharger back on there too to see if it, it actually builds up and gets charged. Because I don't know if I have another battery laying around that's still good. I know I've got a couple batteries around, but I just don't know if they're still any good right now. One of them is reserved for my Jeep because I've got the dual battery tray set up that I need to install on the Jeep. So the one battery that I do have, that's reserved for my dual battery setup on the Jeep. I don't want to use that one, but I do have another battery around here that I think it might be the one that came out of my Suburban a long time. Well, no, I don't think it might be. I can't remember if it's the same one or not, because I did that in Guam. The last time I replaced a battery, it was in Guam, so I don't know if I kept that battery and brought it with me, or where this battery. No, this one might have come out of my Jeep, the original that came out of my Jeep. I can't remember. Anyway, but I can always give that a test and see if it'll work. So there you have it. So far, I think it might actually be the debris in the fuel tank. So I got to take out the fuel tank, and fortunately, I'm already down to a quarter tank or so, so it shouldn't be too bad of a job. So that's about it for this one. I guess I'll maybe add this to my other clips, or maybe it'll be a separate video. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Until then, this is Rich from the Lifted Off-Road Shop, lftdoffroad.com, and I'm going to sign off for now. As always, have fun and be lifted. Later.